Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is London Tay coming to you today with another video, girl. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I do mid-back large knotless box braids with the curly ends, okay? So if you guys are interested in seeing how I do that, then go ahead and continue watching, girl. So my client has highlights in her hair, and yeah, so we're going to make sure we tuck those highlights, and we're going to make sure that her hair is basically an all black color. So like I said, she wanted the large box braids. And now whenever you are doing like large box braids and things like that, and you want like a bob length or like a mid-back length, you'll probably notice, if you guys haven't already noticed or never did the style before, whenever you have thick braids and you're trying to curl the ends with like the Flexirods, sometimes it's too thick. So make sure that you are cutting like the bulk inside of the middle, so that way no one can see it and you are like curling it that way. Also, make sure that whenever you are cutting, it is past the client's hair, because you don't want to accidentally cut the client's hair, okay? So the product that I'm using today is the Ebin like braid gel. I'm going to put that in the description box below, as well as like a picture on, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This product worked pretty well. It kind of reminded me of the Style Factor Edge Tamer, and like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, you know, Ebin, I usually use like the Ebin Edge Control for like the braid gel, but I wanted to try that product because it was new. I've seen it a couple times in a beauty supply store and I never did it, so I never got it. So I wanted to try it this time, and like I said, it's thinner than the Ebin Edge Tamer, and it did not turn white, which is a really great thing. So I actually will use that again. I actually will use that braid gel again, because like I said, it gave it a good hold, but it wasn't like super thick where you can't like move the client's hair after you apply it. And it's stronger than the Shine and Jam. So yeah, I recommend it. I give it like a 7. Yeah, so right here, guys, I'm literally just, you know how we do, girl, we literally are just adding this hair and making these braids large, okay? Whenever I do large braids, the back is always 2 braids, guys. Always 2 braids. And this is going to be where it's like, how do I explain it? This is the model braids, okay? So every braid after this will be as thick as those braids. So the 2 braids that I'm doing now is just kind of like I said, a model braid. So we're going to kind of set the tone of how thick the braids are going to be. Now, guys, just because they're large, you do not have to make these braids super thick now, okay? Don't be sitting here adding too much hair in the braids and making them like super thick. You still want them to be flexible, and still want them to be lightweight, but, you know, nice. Now, since our hair is not like, that color is not the roots, it'll be pretty easy to hide the color. So yeah. And another thing, guys, whenever I am ready to stop braiding, I'm going to tie that off with a black rubber band, so that way it kind of blends in really good, okay? And yeah, like I said, I'm going to stop it. Now, your braids, where the rubber band stops, it does not have to be like super even, like all the rubber bands have to stop in the same place. It can kind of be a little bit sporadic. You do want that layered look a little bit, so you know, it doesn't matter if they are all kind of like different lengths, okay? So yeah, so I went ahead and did that first braid, guys, and here I am just kind of doing the second braid. You guys see I'm just feeding in. I like to feed in this way. I don't like to feed in too much, like whenever right here I call it overhand. Whenever I move to my underhand, whenever I'm just braiding after that, I'll switch my hands and stop adding hair for the most part, okay? But while I'm adding hair like this, it just gives me more control. So I like to do that. Once I'm pretty much close to being done with adding the hair, then I switch it to this underhand like this, all right? Now, if I do need to add a little bit, I will add it behind the braid. But for the most part, it is going to be just like this.
My poor baby.
Alright, y'all, so since I have a up close view, I'm going to show you guys how I tuck. So as I'm adding the hair, what I like to do is I like to just put the client's hair behind the braiding hair or flip it over. So if I'm braiding and I see that the client's hair is like exposed at the top, you see that top right there where you see that brown, I'm going to kind of fold that black hair over that brown and tuck it literally, just so to make sure that that brown hair is not showing. So you guys see as I'm braiding, somehow I'm kind of like, sometimes I'm like rotating, so that way I know that that brown is hidden. Braiding right here, you see that brown is on top. Making sure that I'm kind of like rotating, because my hands are in that position, that's why I'm kind of rotating. But if my hand was like underhand, then I'll just be kind of like tucking it. You get what I'm saying? But you'll see like later on how I'm like really doing it. Right here I'm adding hair, so I kind of have to have my hands like that, and so I kind of have to just like comb or like rotate to make sure that that brown hair is hidden. But as you guys can see, it is hidden. Right here, that brown hair is behind, so I'm kind of switching my hands, making sure that that brown hair stays underneath that black hair, okay? So right here, see that brown hair? I'm going to put that to the back. And just kind of keep on braiding like that. And then when the brown hair is on top, I'm going to kind of flip it over, so that way the brown hair is back to the bottom. So you're literally just kind of like rotating in, like, if the brown hair is on top, you're going to flip it to the back, okay? If you can't do that, make sure you're kind of using the comb and combing it so that way it's pretty hidden, okay? So I just kind of wanted to explain that really fast in between this video so you guys can get a little bit more detailed content in this content. I know I have like so many braid videos. It's like, how many more can I make, right? So I want to kind of make sure that I'm putting like tips and tricks into my content, so that way you guys are still learning something, especially if you are new to this channel. Alright, y'all, so now that everything is basically done, I am going to end the braids up, okay? So you guys see how it has the rubber band ends. Y'all, those ends are super, super thick after the rubber band. So I'm going to make sure I cut that and I'm going to show you guys. So right here, guys, I'm just using a little bit of the Got To Be Glue cream. She has very kind of fine hair, so I knew that Got To Be Glue cream will be fine for her edges. Right here, guys, I'm showing you how I just kind of split the ends and cut inside of the middle of the braid. So that way you don't have them super bulky ends and it's like super hard to like curl the ends and like get them, you know, very curly. Because if the hair is like super, super thick, it just the curl just doesn't turn out right. You know what I'm saying? You would have to like probably split that in half and do like 2 rods per braid. But who got time for that? Not me, girl. I don't know this is longer than her hair. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to split the ends and cut down the middle. And yeah. And I'm going to rod her ends with some small, like 1/4 inch flexi rods to get that curl on the end. And no, I did not put any mousse on the ends or anything like that. Just that hot water to set that curl in those rods. Okay, y'all, so basically I'm taking them like 3 at a time per rod because I do not have like a lot of flexi rods. So that is basically how I'm doing it, and then I'm dipping them probably like 2 or 3 rods at a time to kind of speed up the process. And then I'm going to just kind of squeeze dry with that towel, and then it's really ready to unravel. Like, it only takes a small amount of time. I say about 5 dips, and it's basically ready to go. So after I am done with that, I'm going to kind of spray it with like some oil sheen, and just to get some moisture back into the braids and the hair. And yeah, guys, and after that, she can style it in the middle, she can style it on the side, either or. Make sure you are spraying that oil sheen, like I said, throughout the hair, and especially on the bottom, you know, because that's just like synthetic hair. You want to put that moisture back into it, and just kind of like cut the straggly ends, like, and then some ends that are like kind of super uneven, you can like even it up with that. And yeah, that's basically about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will talk to y'all in my next video. Love y'all. Bye.